So my name is Tiffany. So basically, I wanted to talk about different names that some of you people have, thinking you can get away with having those names. Now, this is coming from somebody whose name is spelled Tiffany incorrectly, so I don't come from a place of judgment. I come from a place of caution. I feel like if you have a name that is somehow worse than mine, then you should suffer the consequences. So, do you love this like little Gabby Hanna roleplay? Anyways, I'm going to go to most popular names. Popular most popular names. Today we're gonna start with the boy names because I feel like the female names and the male names should be separated, just because the female names are vastly superior. So let's go to the top rated names according to this social security website. It's really funny. It's a government website, so I guess that they have the best knowledge of these names since they have all of our names and identities stored in a book alongside our fingerprints. Okay, so let's start with the name James. I'm going to rank these names from 0 to 10, mine being a 15, but okay, let's presume a 10 is on the level of, for instance, maybe a George. Yeah, George is definitely a 10. If your name is George, please hit me up so we can talk about life together, because I feel like all Georges have a great insight and know exactly what they're doing in life. Good job, George. Keep it up. If your name is George, I love you. But let's start with James. Oh, by the way, obviously George is a 10 out of 10, obviously. So let's go to James. James, unfortunately, I don't like your name. There's something about the fact that it's so quick to say. It's just James. Now, George. That's the thing about George. You have two syllables. Technically, you don't. George. It's one, but it feels like two because you get to say the j sound again, and I like that. By the way, if you're coming here for an English lesson, please leave immediately. I got like a 70 in my English course, so don't judge me with English. I barely know the only language that I speak, so that'll tell you enough you need to know. By the way, the lamp wants to give me a orange starburst cosplay. Orange starburst cosplay. So that's fun for me. I think I'm just gonna look like the Teletubby sun baby for a while. What if I put it down like this? That's quite nice. I don't want to hold it though, I'm too lazy, so orange Teletubby starburst I shall be. Okay, so James, I'm so sorry, but on top of the fact that your name is not as fun to say as George, if we're gonna compare it, it's also too popular. I feel like there's too many Jameses out there. Also, another issue with the name James, what is the plural of your name? I know that how many Georges there are out there, but Jameses is James I, James Bull. I don't know what to call you. I'm so sorry, honey, but I'm gonna have to give you a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Now, I'm being generous because James was the first name on the chopping block, so I did want to be a little bit kinder to the Jameses out there. But anyways, you get a 5 out of 10. Room for improvement. I think you should take out the S. I think that would help you, Jame. There's something about a Jame, because then at the end you could go m. And if you want, you could go Jame. I like that about that. See, we're already making improvement. Let's go to the next name, John. I do like the way that your name looks on paper. I do like that. Now, I don't like the fact that the H beside the N makes it look like simple, straight to the point. So John, if it was just Jon, if it was just Jon, I think we would have a really good time, John. So let's think about doing that. But for now, we're going to give you a 7.5 out of 10. Next, we have Robert. Robert, I think you're a little stinky. I don't know why. You can think that I'm stinky. That's okay. But Robert, I do think you are a little bit stinky. There's something about the bird in your name that makes me think that maybe you don't wash your pits as much as everyone tells you that you should. Now, Robert, I'm not trying to say that you are a gross, vile human. What I'm trying to say is every time you take a shower, Robert, every time, Robert, I'm saying every time you take a shower, I think you're just gonna need to check your pits a little bit more. Okay, so Robert, little stinky boy, baby Robert. I do think you are going to need to take out the E. Take out the E, Robert. You would have so much more fun if your name was Robert. Come on now, the way that sounds. I think the visual would be very pleasing as well, because they would think, oh my god, like, he just doesn't need the E. Like, he's just better than the E. Obviously. M to the E. No, M to the Rob. Come on now. Robert, I think you're gonna need to take the E out of your name in order to achieve your full level of potential success. Robert, for now, I'm going to give you a, let's say, we'll give you a 4 out of 10. You have a lot of room for improvement, though. Wash your pits and take out your E's, and I think you're on a road to success. This light is really bothering me. R.A.B. Look at how pretty I look without it. Oh, and then I'm gonna turn into a crazy orange baby. Guys, I promise I'm not related to Trump. So let's go to the next name. Michael, 0 out of 10. There is no further comment. 0 out of 10. There's way too many of you. Way too many. When I ask somebody what their name is, I want to hear originality. I want to hear purpose. I want to hear uniqueness. If I hear Michael, I'm giving you a little smack. A little smack. Right on the top of your head. I promise you it won't hurt. It's just trying to tap out that unoriginalities. I feel like Williams are all very, very good looking. However, when I see the name William written out on paper, all I can think of is Will.I.am. I'm so sorry. But if your name is William, when I'm reading it, I'm reading Will.I.am. I'm so sorry. William, I'm going to give you a 6 out of 10 just because I feel like Williams are all very attractive. I feel like if they do have a beard, it's not patchy. I feel like they have full beards if they have a beard. Williams, I think you give off very flirtatious energy. I feel like Williams are very good at what they do, but at the same time, when I see the name William written out on a piece of paper, I am reading it as Will.I.am, and if I tell you I'm not in the moment, just know that I'm lying and play back this video for me and be like, Tiffany spelled incorrectly. You are a liar, pants on fire. And then you can proceed to light my pants on fire. I think it'd be fun for both of us. Anyways, William, I'm giving you a 6 out of 10. Okay, next name. This is so much fun. Let's go to David. Now, David, I will give you credit. Your name is a really good ASMR name. Come on now. Your name is a really good ASMR name. What if I just hoist myself up a little bit? Okay, that might be better. David, your name is a really, really, really good ASMR name. David, your name is a really good ASMR name. However, it is a little bit basic. Now, it's definitely not as basic as a Michael. It's not as basic as a Michael, but your name is still kind of basic. So what I'm gonna need you to do is I'm gonna need you to make that I a Y. I feel like the Karens that are having so much fun naming children fun names with Y's. I feel like, David, you could hop on that trend. We won't judge you, we promise, because we know the difference. We know that, like, you're not growing make their ends meet, you know what I mean? So, David, I am going to give you a 7 out of 10. David, I feel like you're doing a good job with your name. It is so much fun to say. But at the same time, if you want to like add a little spunk, if you want to get up there, with the Johns, the Jons, if you want to get up there with them, you're going to have to put a Y instead of an I, a Y instead of an I, a Y instead of an I. Okay, next name. Let's go to Richard. Now, Richard, if you are under the age of 40, I'm gonna need you to go to your local police station, and turn yourself in, because that is a criminal offense. Richards are not allowed to be under the age of 40. I'm so sorry. Richard, you are a grown man. You're not allowed to be under the age of 40. You need to be divorced with 3 children, living on a bachelor pad, and ready to mingle. That is the only Richard that exists in my mind, which means it's the only Richard that is allowed to exist in reality. So, Richard, I'm going to give you a 4 out of 10 if you are over the age of 40, because that being said, I'm not a huge fan of your name, but if you are under the age of 40 and your name is Richard, please have that fixed. Let's go to the next name. So next we have Joseph. Okay, Joseph. So basically, Joseph, you're giving me very old, oh my god, was it Old Testament or New Testament? Guys, don't even let me start talking about religion. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I was sleeping in every religion class. Every religion class. So, Joseph, yeah, you're biblical. You're giving me one of the testaments. I have a testament. It's not that great of a name, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Joseph, I'm not loving for the PH at the end. It's, off balancing my pH, so you are going to have to get a 5 out of 10 from me, just because I'm not really vibing with the spelling or the look of your name. Also, Joseph isn't very fun to say, especially for ASMR, so if you like ASMR, you're not allowed to like guys named Joseph, okay? It's just the law. Next name is Thomas. You are really cool. Thomases, they just know they're cool. Like, I feel like Thomases have jet black hair. It could be any texture, of course, obviously. But Thomas, I feel like your hair is really dark and it shines really well under the light. I feel like you're really fun at a nightclub. I feel like you don't hesitate to buy a girl, a boy, or a non-binary friend a drink and let them know how cool they are. I feel like Thomases are really fun at bouncing off energy from people, mostly because most people just call them Tom, and I feel like Tom is a really fun name and it's really easy. So if your name is Thomas, you're getting a 8 out of 10 from me, because I feel like you're a really cool person and I feel like you're really fun to talk to, but at the same time, you know, like, Tom is the 10 out of 10. So you're getting an 8 because the Thomas itself is a little bit more work to say, but yeah, like, you're just a really cool guy. Keep up the good work, Thomas. Next, we're going to be doing Charles. Now, Charles, I want you to know that your name sounds like a sound that a Pokemon would make. You know what I mean? That being said, it's not a bad thing. I just feel like your name is kind of wacky, but that's good, you know? We love something different. Looking at you, Michael. So, Charles, I'm going to give you a 7.5. Charles, I'm going to give you a 7.5 because I feel like you still have some room for improvement. We aren't having enough fun with our names, and I know that Charles would have a gay old time if we put a Z It's saving ink by putting one letter instead of two, and I know that shit's gonna be fun to say. So, Charles, I feel like you are going to need to change the writing of your name. 7.5. That's what I said, right? Yeah, 7.5. Because you sound fun, fresh, and you're something new. I mean, a lot of people like Pokemon, so you just sound like something a Pokemon would say. Like Charles, Charles, Charles. Like that just sounds like something a Pokemon would say. Don't even try to fight me because you know that's the truth. Anyways, Charles, put a Z instead of an ES, and I think we can bump you up to a 9, a 9, which is pretty amazing, pretty amazing. Okay, next we have Danielle, 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 Danielle. Not a great name. I'm not gonna lie, Danielle. There's something about saying your name that gives my mouth extra work that I don't want to have to be putting in. Clearly, you can see I barely have a jawline, jawline, jawline. I'm not doing any work with this mouth, honey. I'm eating and I'm talking shit. And that's just not enough. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of work. It's not enough for me to be wanting to use that muscle. So, Daniel, there's something about your name. Danielle. Why didn't you just name yourself Danielle? We already have Danielles. You want to be Danielle? Just sounds adult to me. Danielle, I'm going to give you a 2 out of 10 because I really don't vibe with your name, and I feel like you as a person, it just doesn't match. I feel like all Daniels are good people, but they are lacking in the name department. I feel like all the Daniels in the world could do so much better. So I'm gonna give you a 2 out of 10. I don't think there's any room for improvement, really, just because your name is a little bit stressful for me. Danielle, that's so pretty. When we get to female names, you're gonna hear a lot of pretty names that just do that. You know what I mean? They just do the do. So Danielle, it's then dull for me. I'm not living for it. We're gonna do one more name. And that name is a name that I think is very underrated. Paul. That probably hurt the mic, I'm so sorry. Paul. I love the name Paul. There's something about the name Paul, you know what I mean? Paul, I feel like you are so much fun. You're definitely short. All Pauls are short in mentality or physically. That's just the truth. Paul, I feel like you're spunky. I feel like you have that energy that everybody needs in their life. Paul, I am going to give you a 9 out of 10. Of course, being a 10, it would be PAWL because that's just the way it is. That's just the way we need to go in life. Why are we giving ourselves boring names when we can be PAWL? We're wasting our time, people. We're wasting our time. Anyways, Paul, I love your name and I love you. I feel like you're really good at washing yourself like some people don't know how to do, but that's okay. I feel like you are just a really fun person. I feel like you have a lot of energy. I feel like you're spunky, and I feel like you dress really well. I feel like Pauls love hats. I think Paul would rock a hat. I feel like Pauls love to collect hats and play with hats and wear hats and do everything with hats. So that's amazing for you, Paul. Honestly, just live your truth, live your life. I feel like you're already doing such a good job, and you're going to do it very well in life. So that is a couple of names that I ranked. Oh, just to throw one in there, Jason, trash, 0 out of 10. Something about Jason, you sound like a truck. You sound like a type of truck. You know what I mean? Like the Jason 2000. No, I don't want that. I don't want a truck named Jason. That's just a little bonus name. Yeah, Jason, you suck. Anyways, I am done. Pretty much. I'm definitely gonna do girl name next. And then I think maybe after that I'll do pet names like Scooter. I don't know. By the way, Scooter, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about Scooter. your sleep schedule is. But yeah, I'll probably make more videos, or I'll just get embarrassed and delete this one.